Yeah. Done. That's all right. Happy days.
Okay, there we go. What I'm wanting to find out is, do we have that loud back feed, whatever that is? We had it the last session when I didn't have this set up, but I know even with this setup, I sometimes get it.
So I can hear like a little thing in the background, but I don't know how to describe it.
Turn your volume down a little bit.
Oh.
Do you still hear it?
Ish.
You still hear
Ish.
it? Okay. Okay. How do I sound now? Can you hear me?
Oh wow, that is getting absolute. Put the shit back down. Down.
Oh, what? Oh,
So
you know what might be a problem. I can't go too close to the this one to that one.
Okay.
I said that's what it is. How do I sound now?
Sounds really good.
Okay. How does it sound now? Does it
Pretty
sound
good.
the same?
Yeah.
Okay. I see that there's 2 people, it looks like. If we can get a 5x5 on how we sound, do we have that awful background noise, or do we sound okay? And if somebody just kind of wants to say hello as to who they are, it'd be awesome. Because I hope they're not showing us as the 2 people.
I'll have a look. I can have a look on my end.
Sounds great. Okay, thank you. Rachel?
There we go.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel Roma. Awesome. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it maybe 1 more minute. Oh, 4 people now. Okay, cool. Awesome. And who just joined, if they just want to say hello and welcome. And I just wanted to say my setup's a little bit different than it was the last time, because I thought I had my slide presentation nicely set up. And then, thank you, Nora. And then I went to I had guidance, you need to go through it again. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm going through it and practicing, and I get up to this one page and I'm like, oh my God, it's off. It kept going. Another page was off. I go back to the original. Original looks perfect. Like there's nothing to fix. I don't know why when it's loaded up into this program, it's messing up with me. So I'm using my PDF, so I apologize for that. The visuals aren't going to be nice and big. Okay. Let's go ahead and get going. So again, this is the PDF that y'all have. It's in the description. So, okay. Welcome, everyone who decided to take the plunge into understanding who we are as spiritual beings and how we live out the mechanics of manifestation, which is called Keylonta. The primary resource used was the Elements of Discovery manual by the Cathara team by Azurite Press. This is an excellent summary of the Freedom Teachings. I am in no way affiliated with Azurite Press or Raise Productions. The Element of Discovery is not for sale at this time, but I do have a PDF copy on my website, harmonizingjourney.com, on the HJR Seminars page, which is where I have my other class as well. So my educational material will be on that page moving forward. and you can see there that's the link for it. We will have a Q&A time after the introductory talk. So please put your questions in the chat. I might even, depending upon how the energy goes, particularly since there's so few, that I may just say a section and then see if, hey, anybody want to add anything to it or questions? Yeah. And as you can see, here's Louis Oxley. Am I saying your last name correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And he's really good with the technicals of Keylontic science. So any areas that I remember, this is what she said, but I can't remember kind of where I got it from. He may be good at that, and as well as more detail than sometimes I do. He's very good with the details, and he's been up to date on the workshops more than I have. It's been years since I've watched a lot of the older workshops. Okay. The 15-dimensional time matrix. We will discuss scalar mechanics, the shields, signets, crystal seals, and our Ariea Hova Bodies within the 15-dimensional time matrix. Keep in mind this is the introductory material. Each topic is a class in and of itself. As we define the terms, we can go deeper into the work. This is the actual, mechanics of manifestation. And a thing that I didn't actually put in on the document, but I was thinking about it, or I was thinking afterwards, is, or maybe I said in the first class, always understanding that everything is within our internal eternal core of our being, within the Ariea, the I amness. And so when it becomes outward into manifest reality through the base codes of matter, through the scalar wave grids, it's still all within, but it spans out in different angular rotation of particle spin. So those flash line sequences that build up the grids are all within the same space. So when I'm talking about the shields and the grids and the Hova bodies and all this, they're still all like this, but they're all running at different baselines, which we'll talk more about the scalar wave mechanics. But it's still all like this, all within our eternal core. So I know, brain fart filled, but anyway. So, and again, this is just kind of, even though you can't see my thing. Okay, so you see the code there, the diagram, again, of what we had last week, that, again, the part of come, the part of K, the Manu, holds with it actually within even our D1 structure is that Manu, and then it flashes out. Before it flashes out, it holds the Ariea, the magnetic, and within that magnetic holds how the Manu is going to configure itself to flash out into the light expressions or the holographic reality. Makes grids or waves that move through each other. That creates the fabric, the morphogenic field of cells, universes, planets, plants, animals, everything. Within the sun, under the sun, around the sun. And Liz, you can hop in at any time as well on anything that I'm saying. Anything you want to add so far?
You're doing it perfectly. I'm learning quite a lot from you, actually. I'm really weak on this subject.
Thank you.
So,
and as well, I need to always look to see if Nora or Rachel, and I'm surprised Jennifer isn't here as well because she said she was going to be back. If there's any questions or comments, or I kind of get what you're saying, but not quite, by all means, please in the chat, put your questions. I looked at, and Elements of Discovery, page 26, covered a lot of what I just said. And then, okay, so scalar, just looking at the word scalar from a 3D perspective, is derived from the Latin word scalaris, S-C-A-L-A-R-I-S, an adjectival form of scala, Latin for ladder, which also, interestingly, is kind of how the DNA strand works too. So, from which the English word scale also comes. So the ladder, it has its weights and measures, how it's connected together, just like a scale, except there's many scales on the ladder, many dimensions on the ladder, but they're all together in one ladder. Scalar is a physical quantity that is described by its direction and size in which it moves in the sense of motion. Examples are volume, density, speed, energy, mass, and time. That's Britannica.com. So volume, the space occupied within the boundaries of an object in their dimensional space. And that was SplashLearn.com. You've got your energy center. It holds its volume or its space, whatever way that is. If it's going to be really tight or loose or really wide, it's holding a certain quantum or a certain volume. The density would be how tight and full. It might even be how many times it flashed and flashed and flashed and built and built and built up. The speed, obviously, the flashline sequence occurs. And again, even though I'm going like this, that's not really real. Each of those, because there's really a Cathara center here, Cathara center here, Cathara center here, Cathara center here. They're flashing on and off, creating strings. And each of those Cathara centers have mathematical coded information coming from its original Manu, held within its Ariea, and flashing out. But the Manu is the form constant that holds the volume or the mass in its spot, in its conscious spot. Let's say conscious spot because it's consciousness. Energy, the force that causes things to move. Ingenuumcanada.org. Again, the thrust, right? The thrust of the intensity. Is it holding and then out, or is it how that energy flows? Mass, a coherent, typically large body of matter with no definite shape. And that's Oxford Language Dictionary. So sometimes they can take on interesting shapes as they form into structures, but they still hold a basic mass. Like the body, it could be made into something really small, but it's coming out to something larger, right? The liquid in it changes its density or form, but it still could be the same mass. Time. The dimension base on which the evolution of any system takes place. It can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. Byjust.com. The base time matrix is based on base pulse rhythms in a particular sequential structure to give the illusion of time. But it's spirals of consciousness going through different cycles of development that give illusion or feeling of moving through time. As when we grow, we start out as a baby and then we're an old person. That templar, I can't do what it is. Anyway, but it's development, or the egg. It goes through cycles. It has the appearance of going through time, but it's really an evolutionary stage of development. Kind of like everybody's wanting to get predictions on when the white hats or whoever's going to do blah, 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 blah. And when you go from a spiritual perspective, like with the cards, you can never get the time because it's actually one event has to occur, and then the next event has to occur, and then the next event has to occur, and then what we want will occur. Anything to add, Lewis?
You're talking about it perfectly, pretty much.
The primal units of the PKI creates scalar grid waves. These scalar grids in turn create holographic realities. They are a medium upon which Keylonts can form coded life. Just real quick. So again, those waves, grids, and those grids create morphogenic fields or dimensional planes of existence. And you get three-dimensional planes together and you've got a reality realm. And with these waves also build up Keylon codes, which the Star of David example is an example. Originally it came from being from a Keylon code. Bottom triangle is the magnetic. The top is the electrical. One spiral down, one spiral going up. They come together, they meet, but they really are around the form constant. Is really around them holding them, but we have lost that form constant. We will talk more about in this particular density 1 plane, why and what's going on with that in future classes. The blueprint manifestation shield, and again, I'm looking forward to people's thoughts and questions. The blueprint manifestation shield level 1 Cathar grid. So you have the shield, and it shows on the diagram the 4 shields, density planes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you look in inner vision, there are 2-dimensional shield discs, blueprints, shields, and the interface within are run, and again, these are the energy centers, the flash lines, 3 of them together, holding a particular domain. You have energy lines for the bones of the cathartic structure, because each harmonic universe, while it's a realm in itself, also interfaces with the next realm and the next realm, because it's really all in the same space, right? We just talked about in the beginning. It's spheres within spheres within spheres within spheres within spheres, all with the Cathara line energy centers, energy lines working together. The life force, I amness, runs through those energy lines and energy centers, all the way back into, or within, or I should say within the eternal core of our beingness, of the I amness, or the Ia, God Source First Eternal. Okay. And we call the light body structure the crystal body structure, crystalline light structure. But that crystal also has within it the vibrations of the Ariea holding it together to have that crystal structure. And it's mineral based. That goes back to our D1 of our Manu structure. You have the three together always. Okay. Again, I apologize for my... Oh. Okay. I know what I did. I think I know what I did to mess up the slide presentation. I will not do that next time. The matter properties of the 5 density domains of the crystal body shields. So each of these shields are domains and have a reality structure to them. So on the outermost, within the 15-dimensional time matrix, we have our Mahoric shield at the top of our diagram up there. Pre-matter liquid light, dimensions 10, 11, and 12. So pre-matter liquid light. So we haven't gotten to the matter state at all yet. But it's almost like this conscious liquid light, the end of the root saying. Excuse me. Kind of a pale silver liquid light. And I will be talking more of the layers of each of these, but we're starting with our shield disc first. So then we next, coming in, we have the Turic shield, Teuric. Now we're coming into more of an etheric matter base, dimensions 7, 8, and 9. Etheric is more the outer radiation light structure. It tends to have quicker flash lines. It's not dense, it's more. The Doratic shield, now we're semi-etheric matter. So it has a bit more magnetics to it and its flashing sequences. Got more of a kind of a green hue to it. Dimensions 5 and 6, so we're hitting with our physical body, our heart, Doratic sphere of our heart. And then our telluric shield, gross matter dimensions 1, 2, and 3, where we're at in our physical reality here, telluric, also known as Dora. Okay. Anything to add, Mr. Lewis?
You said exactly everything that needed to be said. You've been doing really good. So you're ticking all the boxes, so to speak.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
I guess one thing that you could will include is that we do have the Rishik shield. But other than that,
yes, and I will talk about that, but it's not a shield though. Remember, the Rishi is more what surrounds our time matrix, right?
Yep.
It's a sun, gaseous sun consciousness that actually, in its conscious little mind, in a sense, created the time matrix. Is that right, Luce?
Yeah.
Ariea Hova Bodies. This was the page that Boo Boo Doodled on my presentation. So the Ariea Hova Bodies, radial auric fields. Well, this is now, we've gone from the shield disk, now we're almost like a circuit board. The pieces are starting to come on the circuit board. So now we have the Ariea Hova Body. The 5 harmonic universes or density levels created within the 5 Ariea Hova bodies. These bodies are made up of tritonal scalar grids from the level 1 Kathara 12 tree grid that form spherical energy tissue capsules around each 3-dimensional radial body of the multidimensional density or form constant. Within each Hova body, a shield of 3-dimensional scalar wave grids that hold the blueprint circuit board structure again. So you have the shield disk. That shield disk, when it's activated, you have this orb structure that it's kind of like you have, in the sci-fi shows, they'll have their instrument that they hold, and they'll turn the instrument on, and then all of a sudden a spherical object will come up. That would be kind of the radial body, the holographic projected reality. And it has a little tissue capsule that forms around the spherical energetic body that holds it again, and that's the form constant of the original Manu within that original Signet or Kathara centers holds the structure together. And just looking at the word Ariea from a 3D perspective, so Ariea, a sweet and melodious song that comes from the air. That was schoolmykid.com. So again, the air, the breath. And what we think of as air or space around us is not at all real. There is so much busyness going on around us, it's not even funny. So many different reality domains, all around us. Yeah. Arias are sound tones corresponding to a symbol code, and that was out of the Keylonta Dictionary, page 29. So again, you have, working with the air, with the codes, the sound, or the magnetics. Yeah, it's not, yeah, the magnetics is the sound.
Yeah, the magnetics.
Yeah. Hova, God from Jehovah, and a female Armenian, sorry, name for wind, again connecting with the air again. And that was babynames.com. So another way of saying it, Hova, morphogenic fields, or manifestation templates, Keylonta Dictionary, page 70. That's kind of another way of saying what a Hova body is. They're huge. They can be very huge or very, very small, right? But they hold. And I know Rudolf Steiner talked a lot about how when things are created, they take on an orb structure. And he talked about, like, for instance, our head We started out actually as a orb head structure, conscious awareness, and then we ended up through evolution developing the rest of the body. And we know our brain has everything within it of the whole rest of our body, right? And the brain just keeps evolving and developing different parts. Okay. Oh, and I guess another thing. Okay, so the tonal sound divine body would be another way of saying Ariea Hova Body. These density matter states are worlds within worlds within worlds. Okay. Signet balls. And it looks like maybe we have some new people that have come in. Just letting if there's any new people that have come in. Please, by all means, would love to hear your questions, your thoughts, your comments, anything you want to add, anything even when we're done and we've gone over all the material. If there's any questions you want to ask me about whatever, if I can answer them, I will. I would love to hear from you. And of course, always like. And please share this. Please share. Okay. Signets ball or balls within each Kathara center or energy center lies a signet. They are smaller, fixed, consolidated frequency points out of which the seed star crystal seals form. The chakras manifest. These fixed points within the crystal seals spin on a flat disk, creating the shield disk that they are associated with. So again, it's referencing our shield, but within the center, there's a little spinning little signet, and that I would say is part of probably the magnetics. Be out picturing this, how the Manu aspect is going to express itself outwardly. It may not always express itself to its full potential. It may be modified or varied, but it comes through that signet. And then we're going to talk next about the seed crystal seal as well. And with a shield disk of a density plane or a Ariea Hova, always remember there's 3 of those Kathara centers or signets, excuse me, in the middle. All right, seed crystal seal. Each seed seal corresponds to one dimensionalized flash line program from one level 1 Kathara center. Again, always going back to the original circuit board. Level 1 Kathara center. Each seed crystal seal of the crystal body holds intact the electrotonal program for one dimensionalized flash. Right? Flash. Breathing. Always breathing. Always remember we are about breathing life and generation and renewal. Okay? Generation and renewal. Do those energy lines and energy centers all the way back into our eternal core. Generate backflow return of whatever was received from the experiences from the outer realms, and then that life force moves through those energy lines and centers, energy centers to all the life that has been created through them. Creating those shields and discs and Ariea Hovas, chakras, signets. So we have here another image of the Kathara grid structure. Again, those energy centers with the little energy, with the little signet in the center of their crystal seal, and the energy lines that breathe and move the life force through. Okay, I'm going to read over that sentence because I didn't read the whole sentence, it looks like. So, level 1 Kathara center, each seed crystal seal of the crystal body holds intact the electrotonal, electrical, the light, tonal sound, or magnetic program for one-dimensionalized flashline projection angle or a single axis dimensional flashline sequence. So it depends on the cathartic grid structure, how many the lines are interfaced. Is it directly, indirectly, two together? That's what they're saying there. And if I'm not making sense, please let me know.
You're making sense.
The pineal holds the seed crystal seals 4, 6, 7, and 8, all within the head. Also, and which is interesting because Kathara, chakra 8, comes out right here, goes through the center of the head and back out. And there's a lot that goes on with this area right here. Also think of a seed of a tree. It carries the whole evolution within itself until it can be activated or nourished to grow into a tree. Again, the shield, the Kathara center, the signet in the center, the crystal activating the crystal, and again, coming from the shield itself of the Manu, and then how it's going to fulfill or flash back out. Harmonic universe. Okay, so now we're going to look at the different harmonic universes within the 15-dimensional time matrix. We have our diagram there showing our 12 Catharic grid structure and the next Catharic grid structure up, which goes into the primal light and sound fields. It's squashed to fit on a page. It would, of course, be fully expanded out, but you're noticing, when we're talking about the spheres within spheres within spheres within spheres, so that's what this is trying to diagram is showing as well, the sphere reality structures, and how our prime, and I was talking when Lewis was talking about, hey, you didn't talk about the Rishi level. That's because the Rishi level is the form constant around which holds our time 12-dimensional time matrix within its full 15-dimensional time matrix. And actually that goes even further out, but we're holding it within the 15-dimensional time matrix. So when we're looking, so harmonic universe is shortened as HU, and they're all Trion Mesia density planes. Density is DEN shortened. So we have HU5 / density 5 Trion Mesia, and again the world within the reality. The HU5 is the Rishaic shield. Well, I guess it does have a shield. Rishaic shield of the Raja Hova body. In the Kira Ante ANTE matter, thermoplasmic gaseous pre-light primal current dimensions 13 through 15, which again surrounds and holds our time matrix intact. Okay. And again, we'll probably be talking more about the Kira of the primal light and sound fields, which I think Kira is the light part of it, right? Kira is the light.
Yeah.
What's the? I don't think I put what the sound is. Oh, that's the Kundare. Yeah. Okay. And also within this harmonic universe 5 Rishaic reality, we always have, talking about the Star of David, the Merkaba structures. You have the Rahunta phase Merkaba. So whenever that's referenced, it has to do with the Rishaic level, the Rahunta. And we'll probably be talking more about that because, again, each of these topics or terms is a workshop within themselves. But we're at least getting kind of the terminology down and what it's associated with. And we'll have a class probably specifically on the Merkaba structures. Hedronic bodies of the runaway Rishi consciousness collective identity of the Rishi universal mind and the Rishi memory matrix of one 15-dimensional time matrix. They are at this level when people are talking about the New Age movement or the truth movement, which is kind of out there, and everybody, our founders races, woo! It's our Rishi level of our primal light and sound fields. That's our founder races. And they didn't come in spaceships and seed us, right? That's kind of the big thing. These beings, these great beings came in great ships, and they genetically engineered us, lowly humans, or became, into becoming these animals, became these humans. No. No. Did we get messed with afterwards by compromised souls that came in on metal ships? Yes. But did we start out that way? No. We were in the mind of a huge conscious collective of beings that when they travel in their Rahuta Merkaba structure that can change and move and form and go through dimensional planes and all kinds of different reality structures, and created through its thought intention a 15-dimensional time matrix with different dimensional realities or domains. And within that, conscious realities were created within. Okay, our HU4, density 4, Mahoric shield of the Ariea Hova Bodies, Christos Trion Meja Prematter Hydro. Oh, she was coming in a little strongly. Christos Trion Meja Prematter Hydroplasmic Liquid Light Primal Current of the Incarnate Avatar Dolos Identity of Dimensions 10 through 12. So that was like when I was talking earlier about the D12, the first shield. That is our Maharic shield. That's the Ariea Hova body, the Christos. That's our divine, when we talk about the Cathara grid structure, or divine blueprint, that being is the whole, when you look at the up above at the top of this page, the Cathara grid structure, that's our Ariea Hova blueprint being. So that being embodies density 1, density 2, density 3, and its density 4 self. Density 4 self would be its mind and its different lower levels of all, like our body holds the Cathara grid as well. But this being would holds the whole time matrix within itself. So it's huge. Okay. Really huge. Right, Lewis?
Yep. Maybe just on the topic of that, on the Cathara grid. So we maybe should just talk about the geomantic control codes, kind of like how the Maharic shield, when we use the 12-point Merkaba star, that's a geomantic control code, and that specific code is used for the 12th crystal seal. And similar how we have those crystal seals, we've got a symbol that we can use for every single symbol code. That's if we want to access each DNA.
Are you referencing the Vector codes?
No. The geomantic control codes. So for every single dimension on the Cathara grid, we've got an actual symbol, and we can use that symbol to actually...
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was in, oh shoot. What did that come out of? You were telling me about it just the other day. I'm totally
lost. Tangible structure of the soul.
Tangible structure of the soul. Yeah. It's intangible structure of the soul. Yeah. Yeah.
I just could use an example because why we use the macabre star is because it's the geomancy control code of the 12th dimension.
This is why Lewis is here. Thank you, Lewis.
Oh.
Thank you.
You're doing a really good job. I didn't want to interrupt.
I told you to interrupt. You keep me on track properly.
And if I interrupt, we're just going to get off into an absolute tangent. So I'm trying to just keep my mouth shut.
No, you had good timing. It was good timing. Perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And it has the Mahunta phase Merkaba, and it travels in a Mahunta phase Merkaba, and it has a hydronic bodies of the avatar, and it is a galactic doloric memory matrix avatar mind. So again, with the founders, it was the universal mind. Universal mind. We come in. We've got the, what did I say?
Universal.
Galactic mind, the galaxy. And again, it holds all the domains within it. And we know we've always heard of, we have the D10 Christiac, transcendent pre-physical. We have the D11 Budiac, and if I'm not pronouncing this right, you can help me. Budiac, transcendent pre-telluric emotional, right? Because we always have to have the Manu, the Ire, and the Mene. Light, sound, and one. So the Buddhatic is the emotional elemental. The Christiatic is the pre-physical, so that's the Manu. Or, in my opinion. I have to say that's not what's officially said. But it kind of holds that way. And then the D12, Nirvanic, transcendent pre-mental. So the physical Manu, hold form constant, will hold the form constant. The flashing out of the, the Christiatic, the Buddhiatic, and then Nirvana is fully out pictured of the full-time matrix, or the transcendent pre-mental. But it's pre-mental, pre-elemental, because we're not manifest, we're not physical yet, right? It's in the idea. The idea. HU3, density 3, turret shield capsule of the Becha Hova body. The Becha Hova body. Again, so when I say body, that's the Hova body. Okay. I didn't make that clear. Those are all, but when I say the body, it's the Hova body. Becha Hova body of the turret Kundalini current. Okay, so now we're connecting into Kundalini current of the Trion Meja etheric matter density, dimensions 7 through 9. And it has a Quatra phase Merkaba. And then we have the Metatronic, and it has within it the Metatronic bodies of the incarnate oversoul planetary Akashic memory matrix archangel mind. Okay, so this is the oversoul level, which holds all the memories of past, and we know that there's not really time. So past, present, and future. It holds all of what's going to be going, all the what the avatar is going to, in essence, live out. You could say how, because these records hold the birthings, the deaths, the plants, the animals, the whole dynamics of structure of how reality in the time matrix is going to be. Hopefully you're not hearing the train. Could you hear the train?
I thought it might be in your background.
Yeah, it's a train. I'm sorry. Okay. And this is more what also, when people hear the term archangel, representing more of our oversoul level, although at this point, I think when it's being referenced, it's a fallen archangel at this point. When you look at the esoteric Christianity's version of what an archangel is. But that's kind of my opinion. So anyway, okay. But the archangels would be also part of creating timelines, creating civilizations, if I remember right from esoteric Christianity, creating civilizations, epochs of time. Okay. And within this memory matrix archangel mind, we have the D7 would be the higher physical Ketheric, K-E-T-H-E-R-I-C. So when you hear the word Ketheric, it has to do with the higher physical D7 of your oversoul or archangel mind. Then you have the D8 monadic, which again I was talking about chakra 8. Right here, the monad. Planetary, the planet has a monad. The cathar grid that we were seeing in the beginning of the today, when it had the shield discs on the side and the other cathar grid structure with the lines, the center of that has its D8 monad, and that is how every energy system or matrix is fed or is sustained through its monad. So the D8 monadic, higher telluric emotional elemental. And always as well, the emotional elemental aspect within a domain or reality or density plane is the control for that density plane. It regulates, and it would be at the center of that crystal seal, probably too, with the shield disc. And then the D9, Chariatric, higher mental. And we're starting to get manifest. It's not saying pre anymore. It's actually, okay, now we're getting manifest. We're starting to manifest, but it's more in the fully etheric, right? Anything we need to add to that one?
No.
And then we're to our HU2 or density 2 Doradic shield capsule of the Alpha Hova body, Doradic Kundalini current, again, trimesia, semi-etheric matter, density dimensions 4 through 6. It has its Hala phase Merkaba. It's a Doradic bodies of the Dora soul, species, Akashic memory matrix, and angelic mind. So when people talk about going to heaven and the angels in heaven, this is what they're referencing. It was where we were supposed to go in our, which is going to be another topic to get into, of the forming of this particular time matrix that we're in, and the connection with Earth, and how it's evolved and what its purpose is, and talk about the Amenti sphere and different things like that, the significance of heaven in our angelic reality. And it is more, and it embodies our soul level, where we want to come back into. have D4 astral, mid physical, atomic. And that astral has a lower and a higher astral plane to it. The lower is pretty compromised coming into our level. So when people talk about traveling in the astral plane, really be careful about that lower astral. With the higher up, you get more towards the D5, not quite so dangerous. The D5 archetypal, mid-telluric, emotional, elemental, again the control center. And the D6 celestial, mid, and again we're out picturing mid-mental. Okay. Astral, archetypal, celestial, angelic, heaven. People think a lot of the esoterics get that's their heaven. That's almost like they're in place because we've been shut down from the rest of the domains. Through Cathara, we are able to connect with the higher domains back into our oversoul level. Anything you want to add, Mr. Lewis?
You're doing a really good job.
And I'm not seeing any questions yet either. Anyway, okay. And I know, I can tell Nora is a KSer because that beautiful crochet symbol. Okay. HU1, density 1, telluric nadial, shield capsule of the Nada Hova body, telluric kundalini current, trion major, gross matter, density, dimensions 1 through 3. That's where we are. That's where we are coming from. Our Nethra phase Merkaba. So our density 1 density 1 is a Nethra phase Merkaba. Predominantly runs a magnetic Merkaba, right?
Yep.
And then our density 2 Doradic is more of our light electrical. Okay. Taurinic body of the incarnate personality of the personal Taurinic memory matrix, nadis, lines, or telluritis, radius, rivulets, mortal mind. So in KS, in more complicated workshops, they'll talk about the taurin quite a bit, purging the taurin, because our taurin bodies here are pretty miasmic, pretty built up with a lot of gunky stuff. So we want to clear that taurin body out. Also, if you're into yoga and into the Eastern modalities, they'll talk about the nadis, rubbing the nadis. So it's, I would say, probably the same thing of the energy lines within the body of our, which is really probably connecting into, not probably, connects into the Cathara grid structure within the body. Cathara centers within the body are the nadis, I'm going to say. And then, of course, we have the D1 lower physical atomic, D2 lower telluric emotional elemental, and the D3 lower mental. So density 1, lower, density 2 is the mid, density 3 is the higher of the mental, emotional, elemental, and atomic structure, whatever that atomic structure is for that density plane. And like I say, I really feel like the density plane is that form constant Manu structure. See crystal seals within regulating the emotional elementals, and then the outpicturing of the mental holographic realities of those density planes, all within spheres, spheres within spheres within spheres within our whole Cathara grid structure, which our bodies are what hold that structure within itself. Okay, it's just, oh my goodness, okay, alrighty. It's already been an hour, okay. Oh, and we're in summary, okay, that's good. Well, we are going to go over the hour, though. The Cathara Biospiritual, and what I just was talking about, I did get from the Cathara Biospiritual Healing System, level 1 and 2 by Ashiana Dean, page 265. In summary, life is not a random creation like scientists would like you to believe. It is made up of the all that is, God Source First Eternal, Ariea. This creator source is based on Keylon-coded scalar mechanics. In session 3, we will delve into the Merkaba, as I just was saying, the Merkaba mechanics, the axion lines, bones, dyadic points, level 3 Cathara grid, and chakras. Okay. And just real quick, again, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment private sessions. Utilizes Keylonta and Tandria Her, which is more the spirit body mechanics. Both sciences are the original organic first creation mechanics. The mechanics work with the organic light body and plasma spirit body structure to bring you back to the organic first creation mechanics of the eternal domain of the all that is. This technology realigns the artificial finite second creation Fibonacci tube torus net earth program with its natural perpetually renewing organic ascension new earth expression. You first do the HJR introductory session, and then you are on your way to exploring who you are as the all that is, God Source First Eternal, Ariea, you, me, we, us, they, it, capital I, capital T, at your own pace. Utilize the pod space. So we start out working with the Ariea crystal caverns, clearing programs, keeping you stuck. Then you can connect with the Rainbow Portal Bridge to the Ariea zone to perform soul retrieval work. Next, you make your way into the Ariea Earth to set up your temple pod space. From there, you are, I have to get closer. You are, you are connecting to even deeper aspects of your multidimensionality to explore. The introductory session takes about 2 hours. HJR sessions can, and then after that, that's the introductory sessions, and then after that, the session can be an hour or it can go up to 2 hours, depending upon what your needs are. Okay. And then we have our HJR Grid Keepers Community Membership Program. And a Grid Keeper is one who is mindfully develops a personal relationship with their clan spirit family. We just went through talking about that. When I talked about all those different entity planes, and I talked about how your Cathara structure holds the Cathara grid structure in it, holds all those density planes, you have a part of yourself, even now, with those different domains. And it's a matter of how to harmonizing journey to realignment to connect with those different levels. And it can go it goes way beyond this time matrix, because I also bring the oh Lord, I just spaced on it. Whatever it was that I said. The Tandria Hura spirit body connections on out right into the eternal core, because nowhere can you be that you are not the Ariea. It's everywhere, within and without. So we really work in depth with that mechanics, both on a private session level as well as in a group level. The grid keepers then the grid keepers then consciously align their lone harmonic, authentic, eternal expression with the core of the earth plane for healing and mindful co-creating with, I can hear you moving around, Louis. Mindful co-creating with all life everywhere as the eternal God source, first eternal Ariea, embodying a new earth now. So, planetary biofeed interface, which I talked in class 1, biofeed interface system, personal planetary morphogenetic field structure, is part of that being a grid keeper. And how, when you're mindful of how your personal connection, your planetary connection, how they work and interface together, is really how you create your reality. And all the different things that Seth Material talk about, KS talks about, Abraham Hicks talks about, is that mechanics, that picture. For those who are either new to HJR or advanced HJR clients, this community offers a small, private, safe, and supportive environment where you can study and apply the Keylonta and Ariea Hova mechanics of manifestation to create your own personal planetary morphogenetic field template. This is a place where we can build Aurora New Earth now together, which we'll be talking more about that as well in the classes to come. We meet twice a month for group journeys and once a month for group discussions. This is a basically $250 value for only $10 a month or $112 a year. Also included as is a 30% discount on a 2-hour private HJR session for members. And hope to see you guys soon with that. Again, you don't have to have gone through a lot of sessions and stuff to do this. I have it to where you can build up quickly. And initially starting out, you'll meet with the group live once a month. You'll, of course, you'll be invited to the monthly discussion. Excuse me, have a monthly discussion on different things. And then once you get up to speed, and it's very clear on what to do, the sessions to go through that are pre-recorded, get up to speed, you'll go to both sessions a month, but the one, okay, and and then my Waking in Elenia book series. So, while this story appears to be a typical science fiction tale, it's actually a piece of Earth's ancient hidden history. Much of the past I had remembered through my affiliation with the freedom teachings of Keylontic science. The rest was through the characters' lives in the story, shared through me. Kara, Eshwa, Ganado, Prince Kaldar, Queen Asana, and even General Damien all have a place in my heart. I was glad I could get the story down on paper. These books were a long time coming. They still are coming. I started basically 2006 while I was living in New Mexico. A friend, Black Unicorn, felt that I should be a storyteller of Keylontic science, the study of light, sound, the base codes of matter, multidimensionality, and creation mechanics. As we already know so far, of what we've been looking at is quite a mouthful. Is it not? Well, needless to say, it has been challenging for most people to grasp the technical information involved. So for those that are just like, I'm still not really getting this, it's kind of enough, you probably enjoy the book. Or even if you get the mechanics, you still probably enjoy the book. Basically about, and again, this sort of fits in with the other class, the mastery of Keylonta, kind of understanding more the heart and soul of Keylontic science. This book is really good about learning about what the law of one is actually about. And schedule for the next 2 upcoming sessions for the month of December. Mastery of Keylonta, session 2, which will be Thursday, December 4th at 7 p.m. EST, New York time, the same time we did tonight. And we will be talking about the laws of divine love, pages 8 through 10 from the PDF book from Harmonizing, which is on harmonizingjourney.com, HJR Seminar Series page. The postures of love and the steps towards joy. And then our next class for the month of December is Introduction to Keylonta session 3, which will be Monday the 8th at 7 p.m. EST. And which I already talked about, but we're going to talk about that one, so that's cool. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Did we have... Okay, good, Rachel. So do you guys have anything you want to add? Anything that Lewis and I left out that you could help future people watching this video to get a better feel about Keylonta science? We would definitely love for your guys' input if you have any. And hopefully you liked what I did, and you can like and please share. I guess takes me to the next one. Yeah. And if you haven't subscribed, to please subscribe. And I'm just talking until I see you guys any questions. I'm not monetized on YouTube. So donations are greatly appreciated. There's a link in the description. Also have a link for the private sessions, the Grid Keepers group, the Waking in Melania in the description. Am I forgetting anything, Lewis? And I have to remember too, there's at least probably 10 seconds lag between when we talk and they hear it, and then they can respond back again. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty, so let me... Okay. So Rachel, love the class. It's always amazing to recap old workshops, concepts. Thanks a lot, Katie and Lewis. You are most welcome, Rachel. Yeah, I don't think it can be oversaid, because I know back in the day, she was always repeating a lot of this main stuff over and over and over and over and over and over again. And the new people coming in don't get this, right? Or they get such a fast version of it in KDDL 2. It's good to get more. You are most welcome, Nora. Thank you very much, Nora. Okay. Well, I think we're at our end, unless you can think of anything else, Lewis.
So if you guys are wanting to study the Freedom Teaching material...
Oh, that's right, Lewis. You need to tell them about what you have to offer.
So pretty much I run a group. It's called the Workshop Vault. Eventually I'm going to update the encryption to the Azerite Vault. But pretty much the whole intention was, especially after what happened in 2016 and things, after all the Freedom Teaching workshops and everything kind of went down, luckily someone pretty much gave me access to all the workshops, so I was kind of thinking, right, it might be just a good idea to create a group and have all the workshops available for people that want to do them. And that's kind of how the workshop vault was born, maybe about a year ago. And one of the big projects that I'm currently working on is I'm bringing over the entire Azurite Press website over to Telegram. And it's all linked together, so all the old techniques, everything, all the pages, all the articles they ever did, everything is all on there. And I think there's around 200 pages and about 50 different articles and all these other things. So if you guys would like to join that, I can give you a invite link on YouTube.
I was going to say, you send it to me, Lewis, and I can put it in the description.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. I guess that's it. Love you guys, and see you next month.